Greetings, Earthlings. Welcome back, everybody, to the to the Collier Clare Sports Show. We on we on episode six,
I
five,
believe so.
episode
Oh,
five. I just saw episode five of season two. I am Mr. Half Man, Half Amazing, Stacey Collier the second.
and I'm a phenomenal woman, Natasha.
Oh, okay. She went from graceful to phenomenal. Okay.
Yes.
All right, we got a few topics to talk about. Of course, we're gonna get into the NBA playoffs and a couple storylines that's unfolding from there. We're gonna talk about Earl Thomas. Ooh, but first we gotta start off with the legend Kobe Bryant. We gotta start off with Kobe Bryant. Today, August 23rd, marks his birthday. That's his birthday, and then 8/24. Of course, everybody says it's Mamba Day because he wore 8/24. Natasha repping. Um, of course, Kobe to say the least has had a profound impact on everybody's lives. And from the time that we watched him all the way to the end, he just inspired us all. Natasha, as a Kobe fan, I know Kobe's your favorite player of all time. Like, what does Kobe mean to you?
Yo, Kobe. How do I define Kobe? How can you define a man who was a great, was a great family man off the court and on the court? You know what I'm saying? He is just someone who embodies tenacity. He embodies a mentality. He embodies the killer instinct. When you think about a killer instinct, the first person that I'm coming into mind is Kobe Bryant. I know some people may think of Michael Jordan, of course, that's who came before him. However, don't judge me when I say this, but I wasn't watching basketball at that time, like a lot of other people were. So Kobe is my Kobe. You know what I'm saying? And Kobe Bryant, from the day I first watched him after they got that first championship, and like I remember being in college as a sophomore at the last championship and relishing in his greatness and his leadership. You know, people say that Kobe was this, that, and the third, but you know what? You're gonna respect him. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna respect Kobe Bryant. You know what I mean? And I just I just woke up today with a heavy heart. Actually, I stayed up last night at 12 waiting for his birthday because I knew this day was coming and it was very emotional. The entire timeline, every single thing that was on Twitter or even mostly Twitter and then on Instagram, I retweeted, I commented, I liked because that's a legend that was taken far too soon. Far, far too soon. Don't get me wrong, we don't want anybody to go, right? But damn sure not Kobe Bryant. All the Lakers legends, I mean, all the basketball legends are pretty much still alive, except for Kobe. Kobe Bryant to me. That's Uncle Kobe. You know what I'm saying? He's the only person that I bought their jersey. Okay, by the
Mm.
way, damn, I meant to wear that instead. Damn, but that's the only person's jersey that I've ever purchased. And I might stay that way. On my papers, it says mama mentality. On my papers from going here forward, it's mama mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Two words that I took away from Kobe. Two words: Mamba mentality. Mamba mentality. What what drew me into Kobe, especially during his career, was his drive to win without Shaq. Remember, a lot of people were saying he couldn't win without Shaq, couldn't do it, and then to make matters worse, Shaq won championship outside of him with the Miami Heat, and just to
Right.
watch him will his way to getting that ring against the Orlando Magic after losing against the rival Boston Celtics the previous year. Just we watch him attacking the game, and he was like, "Get out of my way! I'm gonna carry us to victory." And I remember one game in particular, the West Conference Finals against the Denver Nuggets. He was struggling shooting in that game, but he still got the ball anyway. He hit two key shots to put them over, and eventually they won the series. Like watching him, his process, studying his work ethic, his how he practice and everything, and the thoughts that go into why he's doing what. it just was amazing to watch. And another example of how Kobe's inspiring is how he attacked life outside of basketball. I remember after he retired, he was saying he was going to attack life the same way he was attacking on the court. And well, he won like numerous awards, had documentaries, had
Oscar, yeah.
yes, and he was winning outside of life. And just to watch him as somebody was commentating the game, giving back to the players of now, and then like just seeing him as a follower, like as a regular person, it was just amazing to see. And he really did have a lot more that he could have done, but as you as we all know, his impact is not only on the basketball world, but it's all on all of us, just as regular people. Growing up liking basketball, I bet you did this too. You try to shoot in the paper trash can, what you yelling? Yelling Kobe. Kobe, you yelling Kobe. When you're on the basketball court, you're just playing basketball. It's three things everybody wanted to do. Everybody wanted to dunk like Shaq, had that crossover like AI, and you want to hit that big shot that turn around that fade like Kobe. Kobe was, IMJ. He was IMJ. Like you said, I didn't watch MJ because he was doing this thing in the early '90s, and I got around basketball around 2000. But we had Kobe Bryant, and nobody thought like Jordan, like his aura, what he does could be touched. But the one person that came super super close was Kobe. So
Right, right. It's funny that you mentioned that Kobe and Shaq, the players only. I think it was on TNT. I was watching watching the interaction between the two guys that pointed each other, and they did or whatnot, but they fixed it. You know what I'm saying? Like they fixed it. And one particular point of to mention is that of how Kobe was, a person, a dad, he cared, is that Shaq was just talking about how in the interview he was talking about how they had won the All-Star MVP of the All-Star game. And when they received that trophy, because they were sharing it, he's like, yo, give this to sons. And at that point when Shaq knew that like Kobe's a real ass nigga. Sorry. But that's who Kobe is, and that's who Kobe will forever be for all of us. Whether you hated him, whether you had harsh words to say about him, go ahead with all that. You know what I'm saying? We will always miss Kobe Bryant. Kobe
yeah,
being Bryant. Birthday, Kobe.
happy birthday. Well, one more thing about Kobe. What was your favorite moment? Your favorite Kobe Bryant moment? Like it could be on the court. Of course, you got a lot of them on the court. It could be off the court too as well. Like, what was your favorite Kobe Bryant moment or moments?
I mean, I've done a lot of Kobe Bryant, almost all the championships, the big shots. Okay, off the court, his time with his daughter. Let me tell you something. When I found, first of all, from a woman's perspective, seeing Kobe with Vanessa, how when she was real young, how they stuck with each other. Just talking about, seeing how Kobe, all he had was girls. He's the one who basically coined the phrase "going girl dad." You know what I'm saying? He's the epitome of that phrase. And off the court, that's what I loved. That seeing him with his daughters. I was when I'm like, yo, well, damn, is Vanessa gonna give him a little boy? You know what I'm saying? Hello. But every time he was to have a baby, I was right there. Uncle Kobe, Auntie Vanessa was to have a baby. You know what I'm saying? On the court when he first started till the time he retired are all great moments. But for me, I actually saw Kobe play at the Barclays Center in 2016 when he was on his tour, his world tour, his farewell tour rather. And I remember like going to the Nets game, Nets and Lakers game. Obviously, it's a Nets game, but you couldn't tell because there's so many Lakers fans out there. You know what I'm saying? As soon as he walked in the court, everything was about Kobe, Lakers, MVP, all of that. And we sucked that year. You know what I'm saying? Obviously. But it was all about Kobe. And me being able to see him game work, that solidified that's another point that solidified his legacy to me. Like I was able to see my favorite player. I mean, I've seen other people play, but like it's nothing like seeing your favorite player, the player that you cherish, that you look up to, that you stalk, okay? There in the flesh in New York City.
Oh man, my favorite moments on the court, Kobe, of course, watching the 81 points against the Toronto Raptors, of course, hitting those two free throws with torn Achilles. They're just they just epitomize Kobe Bryant Mamba mentality right there. Just hit two free throws on a torn Achilles, like my
On a
goodness,
torn Achilles.
man, tough. um, Other moments include, oh, I remember this one moment, I forgot who it was against. He took the ball down the court and he like wrapped it around his back and he did like a reverse dunk. Like that was nasty. That was nasty.
Yeah.
Like he jumped like straight up, reverse dunk. Like I remember I just saw that. I was like, ooh. And then also the moment I brought up him hitting those two shots against the Denver Nuggets when the series was tight, just making that separation right there. And of course, the two championships he won without Shaq, especially that first.
Word.
Like off the court, that speaking of which, that interview. I remember he had that interview and somebody asked him why he not smiling because he was up 2-0. Why he not smiling? He said, "Job's not done."
Straight like that.
Straight like that. He said, "Job's not done."
Straight like that.
What's there to smile about?
Right.
And
Oh.
of course, the Kobe system commercials. I love those. And that one he had with Jalen Rose too when he had the $81.
Okay. Yeah. Honestly, I say my only knock on Kobe, I just never liked any of his sneakers. Yeah, I was not wearing the Kobe sneakers. I guess now, for obvious reasons, I might wish I had a pair. Okay, but I'm not playing in Kobe sneakers. Though. I don't. I personally just
Yeah,
don't
I think
like sneakers where.
a lot of people say that.
Yeah, I just don't like wearing sneakers that don't have no ankle support. You know what I'm saying? Especially being the player that I was years ago when I played on the post. You know what I'm saying? I need that ankle support. You know what I'm saying? I'm posting up. You know what I mean? But Kobe didn't have that. That's the only knock I got on you, Kobe. I was not wearing your sneakers, man. But other than that, like people be talking about Kobe on record. I'm like, are you crazy? Even my mom almost had it when we found out that he died. I almost had to eat my mom up. I was like, you know what, Ma? I can't even go here with you. I can't even talk to you because you over here being reckless, and I don't appreciate that. But he put the killer mentality even against my mama. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So let's dedicate this episode to Kobe right here. Let's continue on with the Mamba mentality and trot along this episode. Let's go ahead and get into the NBA playoffs. There's a lot of things that's been happening inside the NBA playoffs that we got to talk about first. We got to talk about the Philadelphia 76ers. They
Bye.
they got swept 4-0 against the Boston Celtics, who
Yeah.
are a good team, but them getting swept, like that's
Yeah.
wild. That's wild. Everybody was
They got
talking.
swept.
Yeah, everybody was talking about how Philadelphia they kind of fell below expectations. A lot of people had them coming out the East, had them first or second in the East. They finished sixth, worse record than the previous year. A lot of people criticizing Joel Embiid, say he needs to dominate, and he did for the most part. He did in that series, but what else can you do? What else can
Right.
you do? Let's talk
No
about the
Ben
second.
Simmons.
No
So
Ben Simmons.
big blows to the 76. I mean, they don't have Ben Simmons. You know what I'm saying? And Tobias Harris was like scoring like 5 points. He had 5 crazy stats throughout the whole entire series. Obviously, I ain't gonna get it done. It's not gonna get it. So I feel for Joel Embiid in the sense that he was playing, he was trying and everything, and he was listening to all the commentary from everyone else and just trying to do his best. But what else?
Yeah,
You know
what
what I'm
else
saying?
can you do?
There was nothing else you could do. There was nothing else you could do. And uh, but before this series started, we knew that Ben Simmons wasn't going to be in the playoffs or wasn't going to be participating. Yeah, we still thought they were going to at least scrape out one or two. They didn't scrape out none. So, and I feel bad again because the GM is Elton Brand. He's from my high school, Peekskill High School. You know what I'm saying? Class of 90 something. I don't know.
Mm.
But I feel bad. He tried and look again. What can you do? But on the other hand, the Celtics. Matter of fact, Jason Tatum
Tatum get buckets.
get
Tatum get
buckets. Okay,
buckets.
when he was playing against my Tar Heels back in college in that ACC game, I was like, yo, who is this kid? Oh my God, he's doing everything. And that game, I will never forget watching him. Like I'm obviously a Lakers fan, but baby, I gotta respect this one Celtic, okay? Because he is phenomenal, okay? Even in today's game, I don't know if you watch today's game, he was doing his damn thing. Like, and the thing about it, to only be a 30-year player, the ceiling, astronomical for him. Okay? Astronomical.
Yeah. Shout out Jason Tatum representing STL well. I appreciate that. All right, but about the 76ers. What's next for them? What's next? What should they do? And here's some things that I think that they should do. First of all, they got to fire Brett Brown. They got to fire him. It just hasn't worked out. He does not get the best out of his players because there shouldn't be no question whether Joel Embiid is motivated to dominate the game. It should never be a question about that. It should never be a concern for Ben Simmons not shooting, and he should have encouraged that, but it hasn't worked out for him. And his rotations, how he says rotations, is everything been questionable. Just not putting the X's and O's it takes to get to that next level. And the 76ers, they look like their championship window is closing right now. Look like we shutting it. Yeah, look like we shutting it. Looks like we shutting it for now. And he just been a constant factor. He's just been a constant factor of why they haven't gotten over the hump. So I think they should make that change there. Another thing they should do, they should try to trade away Al Horford and Tobias Harris. Now Tobias Harris could be shocking to some, but the reason why I say that the team is not built for long-term success. It's not built for that. They have a very big lineup, a very slow moving offense. It's not gonna work in today's game. It's not gonna work. You gotta have great perimeter play. You gotta be able to space the floor. And with Horford and Embiid starting at the same time, there wasn't no floor space for Embiid to operate. Al Horford was kind of ineffective this year, up and down this year. Tobias Harris. There are games where he's on, and there were a few games where he's not. There's games where you notice him. There's games where you don't notice him. You can't have it. I think they should try to trade him, and then store out their cap space so they can fill it in with like 3-and-D type players. But when you have somebody like Ben Simmons who's best at facilitating, he's best at pushing the offense. He can get inside. You're gonna need somebody to pass to, hit threes. They struggle to hit threes. They don't have a dynamic offensive weapon that can hit threes. They had that with JJ Redick, but JJ Redick walked. Also Embiid. That way he get the ball down low. He learned how to pass out those double teams and everything. And you can still space the floor with him so that way he can operate in his own space. Because right now the 76ers, they kind of cluttered on offense a little bit with Horford and Embiid. And then you got Simmons and Tobias Harris. So they definitely got to make some changes. What you think the 76ers should do in order
to
have to
make changes? They took a big hit last year after they lost in 7, right, to Toronto Raptors. You thought that this year they would come back. Obviously, you can't do anything about the injury, but I mean, my biggest question is, why did they even sign Al Horford? I never understood that. Yeah. I never understood that piece. What was that about? Yeah, unfortunately, I'm sure Brett Brown probably knows that, his days are numbered here with the 76ers, but they have to do a lot of change because the process has stalled. Like you mentioned, trying to the offense looks slow. It is slow. Is it even offense? I don't know. It's a lot going. It's a lot, but not enough going on for 76ers, and now a lot of times figure this out, especially since it hasn't been determined. I think as to when the next season is going to start and all that other stuff. So yeah, the 76ers have a lot to do. Elton Brand, good luck with all that. It's gonna be a long road to travel on that.
Yeah, then let's move on to. We gotta talk about Pandemic P. what they
Yeah.
call it, pandemic.
Those playoff P.
Oh, playoff P. Oh, Paul George. Paul George. Paul George is playing terrible. Surprisingly terrible. I was just watching the game, Dallas Mavericks game, where Luka hit that buzzer beater three in overtime. Shout out Luka Doncic. Um, he just didn't. I think he only hit like 3, 4 shots the whole game,
Yeah,
and he's
I
been
think he had like
struggling the whole
9 points,
series.
maybe 7, 9, something like that.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of people criticize him. A lot of people just making fun of him. But we gotta talk about him
Yeah.
on a little more serious matter. Here's the question here: can the Clippers win the title with Paul George playing like that?
Um, I think so. As long as everybody else plays well, steps up, because Kawhi gonna be Kawhi, right? You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna be Kawhi. I think he had like 34 points tonight or something like that. And
Mhm.
then the game he had 30-some points
He's
too.
averaging he's averaging 33 the whole series.
In this series, yeah. So hello. So I mean, and they now the series is tied 2-2, but I feel like they can do it because they have Kawhi, but obviously everyone else is going to have to do a lot. Is going to have to do a little bit. I feel like even if everybody else is a little bit more, I think they can. I like with Paul. I'm about to say Paul Pierce. Jeez. um, Paul George. Well, Paul George, I think that he's just like he's the frosting on the cake. You know what I'm saying? But right now, shoot, it's just pure cake. No frosting. No frosting
Oh,
at all. We don't know what's going on.
yeah, I ponder this question back and forth because on one side I want to say no because
Right. All right.
against a team that's elite like the
Mm-hmm.
Lakers, like if the Bucks, keep themselves together against teams that got great defense. I don't know if him struggling would. I don't know. It'll definitely be a factor, and I don't know if they can win the finals with him struggling like that against elite teams. But on the other side, the Clippers are deep. So
Right.
If Paul George not hitting, you still got Kawhi, still got Lou Williams,
Mm-hmm.
Marcus Morris, he can give you buckets. Montrezl Harrell, he can get buckets. So I mean, the depth of the Clippers
It's
is
deep.
saving Paul
Yeah.
George right now. But I, you know what, I'm going to lean towards no. They can't. They can't. Not against a team that really, really, really knows what they're doing. You see, right
Mm-hmm.
now they tied 2-2 right now. They
The
tied 2-2.
Mavs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to the Mavs. So you telling me that if the Lakers are clicking on all cylinders, they can beat the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals? Playing like this? I don't know.
With him playing like that.
But with him playing with it, yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, I still have faith in who the head coach is, Doc Rivers, to figure out what's what. Um, he need to go sit down. He need to go have a pep talk with homeboy, or he need to see a sports psychologist or something, and then he do it quick. Do it now before it's too late. Because I don't think either one of us expected them to be tied 2-2 in the
Mm-mm,
series. I tell you that. So
mm-mm.
that's a little concerned. So should they be panicking? Should they be concerned?
Panicking, panicking. No, they shouldn't be. They should be concerned how Paul George is playing. I'll be concerned about that. But as a team, they should not panic. Um, don't forget Kristaps Porzingis' his absence. If he's absent the next game five, it will be a factor because I'm expecting the Clippers to play a whole lot better. And okay, you got Luca going off. I don't think they can stop Luca, but everybody else they can contain. I saw Seth Curry hit some big shots. Trey Burke was dancing on him. So if
Mm-hmm.
they eliminate that, then they'll be fine in this series.
All right. We're gonna have to wait and see. What today was game 4, so game 5 should be Tuesday, right?
Yeah, yeah, we'll
Cool.
see. One last thing about the playoffs. let's have a little early evaluation of the Lakers. You know, the Lakers are up 2-1. They are up 2-1. Game 4 is Monday. Go ahead and grade the Lakers. How you think they look so far?
Okay, through 3 games, um, the first game kind of blew me, all of us, right? I think it blew all of us. The first game we lost. Um, I think we need to reduce the turnovers. Okay, that's a factor. Turnovers need to be reduced. Additionally, free throws, free throws.
Gotta throw my hands up on that one.
Free throws. I mean, last night when we played, luckily, okay, we saw all the great parts of the game. We saw how LeBron went to work, and then AD ended up putting up numbers too. He came alive in the second half. But damn, the free throw. Oh golly, we could have been up like at half by like 13, 10, 13 points. We would have made more free throws. You know what I'm saying? Um, so that's that. I think I'm giving the Lakers like I want to say a B minus.
Mm.
And because the turnovers are definitely a problem. When we feel like it, we can get real sloppy with that ball. Okay, and that's what frustrates me the most. That and the free throws. But then it's also good, and those are pretty heavy points. Those are pretty pivotal components of the game. You know what I'm saying? The free throws and the turnovers, because no free throw, no what is the heck? If you don't make the free throws, you lose a point. If you throw the ball, you get the other points. You know what I'm saying? As long as they capitalize, right? So that's number one and two. But Caruso was trying. He got ate up the first game, you know what I'm saying, by Dame. But he's trying. You see he did a lot of great things last night, a lot of great plays, you know. Last night that bread and butter on the elbows for AD. Come on. That was 3 sequence like that dude was water. Okay.
Nasty.
And I think that's the pivotal part. Granted, LeBron did his thing the first half of the game, right? Second half of the game, LeBron sits out, and now it's AD. AD was quiet, like had 10 points or something like that in the first half. But second half, that boy came alive. You know what I'm saying? McGee came alive, putting up those putbacks. Dwight Howard, he's in there getting frustrated. He's the emotion too behind that second unit. But then honestly, I understand JR though. JR, I don't know. But yeah, I definitely say like a B minus because of those factors. I'm just glad we got that win, but the competition. Hey, the job ain't done. Okay, the job ain't done, but we got game 4 tomorrow. We should go up 3-1 tomorrow. But that's my take.
I give them a B. I'll give them a B. First of all, the Portland Trailblazers are not your typical AC.
See, yeah,
I
that's
think we
true.
all know that. I think that's been well established. I'm on the board of saying they should have been top 5 in the West this whole time, but for some reason it just didn't click for them. I know they was dealing with injuries and stuff like that, and try to work Melo in, but they should have been top 5 this whole time. The Lakers in the second half in that game 3 against the Trailblazers, that's them right there. That's how they need to play. Tenacity on defense, dominate, go inside on teams on offense. That's how they should play. Free throws are a concern. They are a concern. I think between LeBron and Anthony Davis, I think 12 or 13 misses. That's unacceptable. And then in the first game, both of them missed 2 free throws in the fourth quarter, which could have, changed the tide of the game. They would have been a little bit closer. By the way, I'm wondering if LeBron ever practiced free throws. I don't think that man don't practice free throws at all.
Listen, if you follow the Lakers social media account, you never see them talking about some free throws. You never see no pictures of free throws. Like, what's up? Man, when we done with this, I'm gonna ask them like, listen, I'm gonna need some pictures of some free throws. Can I get some video coverage of some free throws, please?
Yeah.
Because the people need to see that.
I don't think he practiced free throws. I really don't. I think he just naturally go up there.
Yeah, he like 69% in the regular season.
Yeah, That's terrible, and that's all
Right.
from him shooting like 72, which is still under what he's supposed to be. But anyway, they do got to fix the free throw problem. They do got to fix those turnover problems. Um, I think they trying to figure out how they gonna play because let's face facts here. Let's face facts. LeBron old. He old. He 35, 17 years in the NBA. He been to 8 straight finals, 9 overall. He only missed the playoffs twice in his career. He old. He got a lot of mileage on his body. And you see now, it seems like LeBron is trying to attack with his mind. You know, like Jordan. When Jordan said he was getting older, he said he started using his mind more than his body. I think LeBron is getting to that point. And, AD, LeBron said AD is the best player on the team. He's going to lead the team, and AD has to lead the team. He has to. He got to be number. He got to be number one. He got to dominate. And I think they're trying to figure out. I think they probably gonna figure out like we're gonna get AD going early. LeBron come in the second half. I mean, not second half, second quarter. Control tempo, attack the team. Get his break. AD starts off the third quarter well. Then LeBron, just handle things from late third all through the fourth quarter or most of the fourth quarter. Just them taking turns picking spots because AD, okay, yeah, he had a great second half, but you can't depend on the second half all the time. You gotta,
Cannot.
you gotta
Cannot.
come
You
out
gotta
the
come
gate.
out swinging at the
Got,
gate.
you
Right.
gotta come out the gate because guess what? They can't guard you. You saw how Nurkic was looking towards the end of the game. That boy
I
was
think
tired.
that I think Nurkic is a bad example in the sense that um he's not like a top center. So like that's like a bad example. You know what I'm saying? That like he's not playing against it. That's just not a good example because he's not a top center. Period. Like if you playing against somebody who's more dominant, you know what I'm saying? We don't see typically like what we've seen in we don't when we see AD play against more dominant big men, he's not as you know what I'm saying as prolific at that point. That I think that's a proven fact throughout his numbers. He's not he's a little inferior. Nurkic was a terrible example because Nurkic was gassed. Somebody said last night on Twitter, Nurkic looked like he blew the head gasket, and I was rolling. Okay, I fell out. But so like I said, so all I have to say, I don't think he's a great example to be put against Anthony Davis. But he's a
No,
big body, but I don't think he's a
I was saying like AD, far as AD dominating his matchup, this is what he should do. Like against Nurkic, who has stamina issues, and against Hassan Whiteside, although Hassan Whiteside is good on defense, you can easily get him in foul trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like AD, he gotta
because he's
put
always
his
going
mark
for
in.
the block.
Yeah, you got AD. You gotta. He's a terrific blocker, by the way. But AD, you gotta come out the gate like that. You can't let them push you off like that. You could dominate both of them because your footwork for your size is incredible, and you could take
Oh
people
yeah.
off the dribble. So you gotta do that. You gotta do that.
Right. Right.
But I give him
Um,
a B overall. A B.
you seen Danny Green miss that layup last night? He was definitely joking. He was joking. I had to tweet that. Like I said, Danny Green, are you joking? It was wide open. And I was gonna say, like, okay, that's one sequence where there was three blocks. Danny Green, AD, and then back to Danny Green. I guess that was cool and everything. But you missed a whole layup, bruh. A layup. All
Ah,
right.
yeah, Danny Green.
He don't kill us, man. He over here, Steven. He's taking $15 million from us. Boy, oh boy.
But I did hear he was dealing with like constant headaches, so I don't know if that's a factor.
I
I
got
don't
a
I don't
headache.
know.
I go to work.
Oh, Natasha. Have you have no sympathy, Natasha?
I do. But when we acquired him, I was like, yeah, Danny Green. And now I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So, but
Oh, Danny,
anyway,
Danny. Danny's cool. It's all right. It's not all right, but
it's not all right. It's not gonna be why we lose. You know what I'm saying? He did hit a shot or two last night, though. I will say
Yeah,
that
yeah.
he did hit. All right, we seen him, but that layup.
All right, let's get to our last topic. We're gonna go on to the NFL. We got some NFL news, but it's some bad news. Or it could work out for a new team because this will happen. Earl Thomas, all-pro safety, Baltimore Ravens, got cut. He got cut. What happened was he got into an altercation with his now former teammate Chuck Clark.
Okay.
I think Chuck Clark was approaching him about Earl Thomas missing an assignment, something like that, and Earl Thomas proceeded to punch him. And this was the icing on the cake, so to speak, because a lot of the defensive backs, what I was hearing, a lot of the defensive backs was having problems with Earl Thomas. They don't think he was like that motivated to help the team or whatever. He was just floating out there, and with that going on, and that was stemming from last season, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
when he arrived there. You got that, and then you punch your teammate in the face after he was trying to get on you about you missing an assignment. It, the Ravens like, all right, we had enough. He rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and they cut him. So, first question is, what do you make of this? What's going on with Earl Thomas? Like,
Uh,
assess this situation.
I think the only thing there's more to this is it because ain't punches thrown all the time. I mean, Brittany, like trying to beat people to your teammate to a pulp, but aren't there punches or sprawls or whatever hissy fits between the football players on a football team? Especially if you missing assignments against like somebody else like within house, I think there might be more to it. Because like, all right, like I just don't understand. I just feel like there's more. There gotta be more to it. I feel like there's more to it. Either there's more to it, or something else is happened. There's something else that's happened behind the scenes that we don't know. Maybe that'll come out later or something. Because this all happened like literally, hours ago. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some reporting needs to do a little bit more digging. Somebody needs to do a little bit more digging because a punch, yeah, okay. But then again, Geno Smith and that other guy. You know what I'm saying? That was a punch there, right? Or whatever.
Oh,
And
gee.
somebody got shipped off. So I don't know. I just feel like there should be more to it. There's got to be more to it. Or they just sick and tired of Earl Thomas. That's like point blank. You know what? I don't want this. We don't need this. Maybe
Yeah.
that's just what it is.
I think that's what it is. I think they just got tired of Earl Thomas, and this was like the turning point right here. This was the climax. All right, that's enough. We had enough of you. I don't understand why they were saying like he wasn't really motivated to put in the work to be there, which I don't understand. I mean,
Yeah.
You with the Baltimore Ravens,
Ravens.
y'all should have went at least to the AFC Championship last year. I don't get it unless he's like maybe tired of football. Maybe he didn't want to really lead the Seahawks, and he just
Mm.
signed somewhere for big money. I think he still had like a solid season last season, but I guess things could have went a whole lot better, and he wasn't trying to make it better. So the Ravens cut him. Now there's an
Yeah.
All-Pro safety on the free agent market. I was hearing rumors about Dallas could be in the play for him. Where should Earl Thomas go? Where should he go? Should he go to Dallas or should he go somewhere else?
I mean, I guess he can go to Dallas. He can go wherever he fit in. Wherever he fit in at this point in his career, at this point in time, in the time that we are in, also go wherever you can fit in. Well, whoever accepts you. You know what I'm saying? It don't bother me none. Where you going, Stacey?
It's all case they say in Dallas. Oh, Rams, Rams. Yes, yes. I think it,
Rams.
Rams. I think it's a perfect idea. Go ahead, go on there with it with Jalen Ramsey. Go and help out our defensive backfield. Make them big plays out there. Come on to LA. Come on. We'll take you in. We'll take you in. Yes, Earl Thomas to the Rams. You heard it here first, exclusive.
All right. I hear that.
Seriously, I think Dallas is a good spot. I think he wanted to go to Dallas anyway,
Oh
if I'm not
yeah.
mistaken. It was like him, Jamal Adams. I think
Why is
Dallas
Dallas
needs
such a
like
hot
that.
spot for these
Yeah,
free agents or these players rather?
yeah. I think the Cowboys will be perfect for him. I think he'll be motivated to play. We'll see what happens to the Cowboys this season, this time around. But I think Dallas, I think Dallas is good spot for him. Or go back to Seattle. Try to go back to Seattle.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, because Seattle don't mind taking problems.
Oh. Uh-oh.
I'm just saying. They don't mind taking problems.
All right, Seattle. All right, but that was the end of the Collier Clare Sports Show, dedicated to the legend Kobe Bryant. Happy birthday once again, Kobe. Let's go ahead and celebrate
Mama Day.
Mama Day. Post your pictures, post your videos, buy a poster, etc., etc. And then if you balling like that, go ahead and cop them kicks they coming out with.
Go ahead now.
Go ahead. Also, on the serious matter, we was talking about Kobe Bryant and what he means to us. I would like to also dedicate this episode to my sister Tamara. I would like to dedicate this to her. August 25th, 2018, my sister passed away after battling paralysis for 11 months, which she got from being hit by a stray bullet inside my mom's old home. And she battled 11 months, but unfortunately, she wasn't able to turn it around. And speaking of Mamba mentality and the reason I can, do this show every week, I could do what I do every day of the week is my sister. Just seeing her trying to fight, trying to work her way back, her strength, her courage, her boldness is inspiring and inspired a lot of people the last 11 months of her life. And that's something that I'm also going to carry with me the rest of my life. So like the spirit, my sister inside of me, now I can carry on. I got a few of her dreads in my head, so she means a lot to me. So I want to dedicate this episode to my sister Tamara. I love you. And we will see y'all next week.